Ladies and gents, it's Pete Thorn. Welcome to my studio. Hey, and I hold here the 6 from Tsakalis Audio, my friends all the way in Greece. Think of it as the natural overdrive category. King of Tone, Timmy, that sort of thing. It's not a clone of any of those pedals, but they were trying to design a pedal in the vein of those pedals and then do their own thing with that sort of sound. So, a bunch of different settings on this pedal. There's an 18 volt and 9 volt switch. So you run the pedal off a standard 9 volt power type adapter, and then it's got internal step up to 18. If you want, you can also set it for 9 volts, and you can get a couple different sounds that way. 18 volts has got more headroom, it's more open sounding. 9 volts is a little bit more distorted, a little less headroom. You've got a rotary switch here that can select from a bunch of different settings. You've got basically a booster setting here that's just kind of a clean but yet colored boost, because you can still add a little bit of gain and drive to the boost sound. Then there's the OD1 setting, which is actually a personal favorite of mine. Sounds really, really great. You heard it on the first telly guitar part in the song at the beginning of the video. The OD2 setting is similar, but it's fatter, thicker, a little chunkier. So it could work well with different guitars, different types of amps, just depends what you want. Then you've got a distortion 1 and distortion 2 setting. I used those, one of them was for one of the lead guitar parts on the track at the beginning of the video. And then there's actually another setting that's a blended OD and distortion setting, and I assume that's kind of a combination of hard and soft clipping, something like that. And I used that for the last lead part in the song at the beginning of the video. What else we got here? We got a gain control and a volume control. So gain, of course, distortion amount. Volume, you know what that does. You know what that does. Then you've got a mood control and a high-end control. The mood control seems to kind of vary the... it'll shut down high-end as you turn it down, for sure. But maybe it's sort of more like a high-mids control, something like that. As you bring it up, it gets a little more cutting and just kind of pokes through a little bit more. Then the high-end control is a little bit more of a super highs kind of filter. So between those two controls that are very interactive, I found you could get this pedal to work with most different types of amps. I used it with my Divided by 13 RSA 31. I used it with the Sir Hedgehog. Also used it, I think, with my Marshall for the solos, actually, my 71 Marshall, that's right. And then I recorded some more clips here that I'm going to play in just a second. I used my Ditto looper. Then I could have my hands free to turn the knobs and stuff. And for that part, I was playing through my PT15 on channel 1. So you're hearing all kinds of different amps with this pedal. Without further ado, let's get back to that, listening to the pedal through some amps. It's the 6 from Tsakalis Audio. There you have it, my demo of the 6 from Tsakalis Audio. Got a great natural kind of overdrive sound. My favorite sounds out of this pedal were kind of the low to mid-gain overdrive types of things that I could get out of it. There's that very, very natural, anywhere from smooth to cutting overdrive that sounds like basically like a tube amp clipping. Pedal does a great version of that sound. I'm a big fan of the King of Tone. I've never actually played an original Timmy, but I have the Jan Ray, which I think is similar. And, I like pedals like that a lot, that do that kind of low gain, natural tube amp breaking up thing that maybe cleans up with the volume on the guitar really well, that sort of thing. And this pedal does a terrific version of that sound, and can also get into some higher gain territory as well. For those leads at the beginning of the video, there was basically no amp overdrive going on or anything like that. I just drove the pedal in the distortion modes up to real high gain with the gain cranked, and got some really cool lead tones, I think, as well. You can check it out further at that website that you see there on your screen. Hey, please hit subscribe if you haven't, and hit the little bell beside the subscribe, and it'll give you an alert every time I put out a new video. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you real soon. I'm Pete Thorn, over and out. Take care.